Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to walk through how you can use the true, positive, false, negative calculations in a situation where you're not really predicting anything directly, but you can use it to get that accuracy number. Now, this is considered intermediate or advanced because I'm going to assume at this point that you understand what a true, false, positive, negative is, and we won't have to run through prediction versus actual and things like that. Now, in this case, we are going to take this as actual. In other words, they bought the product. We know they did. And over here, they're in the target market. So what that means is you got to think about it in terms of we advertised to them, or we believe, in other words, we predicted, or we predict that they will buy the product because they're part of our target market. So while this has nothing to do with a regression equation or any forecasting model, we can still use that context within this content to do that work. Where this time 1 equals, we're not going to do like a 0.75 or anything like that you might be accustomed to from the past. 1 equals positive, 0 equals negative. Okay, so we're going to just quickly do that. So we're going to use the if and function. If and what product equals 1, and target market equals 1. Close that off, put a 1 else 0, drag down, and there we go. So accuracy, not so accurate, accuracy. So even though they bought the product, they weren't in our target market. And even though they were in our target market, they didn't buy the product. So now we're going to go with the true negative. So where's true negative? It's down here on my cheat sheet. So we're going to look for zeros in both cases. This equals, start with the if and. This equals 0. This equals 0. Close that off, put a 1 else 0, and drag down. 0, 0, perfect. Now it gets a little challenging. So now we want the actual to be negative, if and. This equals 0, but the target market, in other words, we predicted that they would buy it because they're in our target market. That one we want to be a 1, plus 1 or a 0. Drag that down. Go. And then finally, false negative here, where we want a positive in column C, and we want a negative in target market. So if and this equals 1, and this equals 0. Close that off, 1 and 0, go down, and there we go. Now I like to sum these up, so I can just cheat and drag the sum over. And how many customers do I have? I have 6, so I should have 6 here, and in fact I do. Now, I like to suggest to people to sum this up too, just to double check that you don't have any zeros or 2s anywhere. And you will delete this. But it's just, you're just auditing your work. So I should have a 1 everywhere, and I do in fact. So we'll get rid of that. Okay, now we want to use that accuracy formula. So what we do, move this guy a little bit so we can see it all on one screen here, is I'm going to take the sum of these two divided by the sum of these 4, and I get a 67% accuracy. Okay. So that means that in some ways I could judge my marketing campaign as effective because I did not advertise to this group because I didn't think they would buy the product, and in fact they did not buy the product. But you do have one here where they weren't in our target market, but they bought the product, and so that would go to the false negative, which is not part of the top formula here. So that's how this accuracy calculation works out. So we would say that our prediction or our setup or our campaign was 67% effective as far as getting customers that we targeted, or customers didn't buy the product and we were not expecting them to. So can you see how you can use this in multiple ways? It's not just about regression models or the like. It could be about A/B testing. It could be about what you did, what decisions you made, and whether they're accurate or not. So thanks for watching.